Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, could I speak to Mr. Rajendra Bhalla?
Yes, speaking.
Yeah, actually, Love Gupta this side from Delhi.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I have saw your channel on YouTube.
Yes.
I'm concerned about my mother. She is 62 years old
Mm-hmm.
and she is diabetic from last 20 years.
Okay.
She is on insulin and
Mm-hmm.
she takes regular medicines also with that insulin.
And what is the condition otherwise, health-wise? Any other complications except
Yeah,
for
she has her LVEF low.
how much?
Heart LVEF, left ventricle ejection
Yes.
fraction.
How much is that?
It is 45%.
So that's not very low. That's okay.
Yeah, that is not low. But actually, when she is diagnosed with low LVEF, her LVEF was 28%. Now it
Okay.
is gradually increasing. In last echocardiography, that is 45%.
And how do you think it has increased?
No, I don't have any idea about that, but it is increasing gradually. She is on medication of that heart also.
Any
Health.
any visible change? Can you see any improvement in the health with that?
No, I can't see. Actually, she is very lethargy. She
She is.
doesn't have any. She doesn't have any type of energy. If you ask her to do anything, then also she will not do it. She don't have energy. Actually, only lethargy. तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि आई सॉ योर वीडियो कि उसमें लथार्जी ज्यादा रहती है, टायर्डनेस ज्यादा रहती है, तो मैंने कहा चलो मैं ये सिम्टम मेरी मदर से मैच कर रहा है तो मैं बात कर लेता हूँ.
उनका वेट कितना है?
Her weight is 88,
हाइट?
height 5.3.
एंड इज शी ईटिंग वेल? खाना ठीक से खाते हैं या खाना
हाँ हाँ
कम
हाँ
खाते हैं?
हाँ, खाना ठीक से खा लेते हैं. मतलब लंच तो स्किप करती हैं वो, पहले से स्किप रहता ही था उनका. हल्का फुल्का अगर कुछ लंच में ले लिया तो ले लिया. शी टेक्स ब्रेकफास्ट वेल एंड देन लंच स्किप कर देती है एंड टी टाइम में वो टी एंड स्नैक्स कुछ ले लेती है अराउंड 4:30 और फिर शी टेक्स डिनर ऑफ 1 रोटी.
And how much blood sugar target she takes, like insulin and all that? What do you think? Like she's maintaining what kind of blood sugar?
Now her HbA1c is 6.5 last.
6.5 is I think below 170 or so.
Yeah, you can say.
See, according to me, she needs to increase her blood sugar.
Okay.
That's one. Have you seen hydration, dehydration? See, with like your mother's profile, I don't know. You have to understand things, and then you have to take a decision whether you want to implement them or not. I can
Okay.
explain you what is diabetes and what are the other conditions which are caused due to this and why the lethargy is there. And then you can take a decision whether you want to follow the suggestions or not.
Okay.
Okay, so see, in blood sugar, what happens is your blood glucose is less,
Yes.
but that blood glucose is more, but
More.
that is not the real problem. The real
Okay.
problem is that this blood glucose is supposed to be delivered to the cells and it is not getting delivered in the cells.
Okay.
Cells is the place where this glucose is converted into energy,
Energy. Yes.
and that is what drives a person. How energetic, how healthy you are, that depends on the energy produced in the cells.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if there is a lesser amount of glucose reaching the cells, the energy will be less.
Yes, yes.
The only way of delivering glucose in the cells is blood.
Okay.
Whatever you eat, carbohydrates, proteins and other nutrients are absorbed in the blood. From the blood it goes to liver, kidney and then heart and then...
What I know is that insulin which pancreas secretes in our body, it takes that glucose from the blood to the cells.
Yes, but that's right. But what about the insulin which you are giving by way of injection? What it does? Is it taking the see, that is all the theory. Whenever the glucose is taken into the cells, your energy levels should go up.
Yes, yes, yes.
20 years back when your mother started taking insulin or whenever she started taking insulin,
she started taking insulin 6 years back only.
Okay.
Okay.
Even after you started taking the insulin, there may have been some improvement in her energy levels
Yes,
for the
yes,
first
yes.
1 or 2 months.
No.
Or maybe 6 months.
No, I don't noticed anything like that.
Okay, so it keeps going down.
Yes.
Your insulin dose keeps going up.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that should be enough to logically conclude that this insulin is not taking the glucose in the cells.
Yes.
Now there are 3 places where these things can move. The total body weight's 70% is fluid. Whether it is 60 or 70, let's not get into argument. It could be 60 also.
Yes, yes, yes.
This total fluid is divided into 3 compartments. 10% of the total fluid is there in cells, in the blood. 65% of the total fluid is in cells. So bulk is there in cells. And the third one is the space between cells. 25% is space between the cells.
Yes.
Now my theory is that insulin or other medicines take the glucose from the blood and deposit in this space between the cells.
Okay.
Because if the insulin, if the glucose had been going in the cells, the energy levels will shoot up.
Will shoot up.
And even the athletics or other people who are competing in sports, they will also take insulin shots before the sports.
Yes, yes, yes.
And nobody is doing that. And rather everybody says that in case the insulin is taken by a healthy person, his blood sugar will drop drastically. But even if it is dropping drastically, one could take a measured one to increase the energy. So there is a very, very clear controversy in this particular segment. So
actually the same contradiction was in my mind only. That's why I thought of talking with you. Actually, that this is the same controversy which I am also thinking about it.
Yeah. Now there are other things. Some medicines are supposed to increase the pancreas sensitivity.
Yes.
Now whether that claim is correct or not can be seen from other logic.
How?
In case of pre-diabetics, people whose blood sugar starts increasing beyond normal limits, their insulin, blood insulin is 7 times more than the normal people.
Okay.
So that means their body is flooded with the insulin.
Okay.
So how can then you conclude that people who are diabetic will have insulin issues? There is too much of insulin. And insulin is a protein. And this protein cannot stay in the blood for a long period of time.
Yeah, of course.
So, because this is harmful, it is good within a range only. So when it is staying at 7 times of the normal limits, the body will stop producing the insulin. So insulin is stopped because your body is not able to use that.
Yes, 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 yes.
So any medicine which claims that it stimulates pancreas is also wrong.
Yes.
Now there are no other claims by the medicines, so all the medicines are useless from that point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
But what about that those patients who are getting benefited with those medicines?
how do you reach that conclusion that people are benefited?
Their sugar levels are controlled.
So that's what I'm saying. If the sugar is controlled, does it mean the sugar is getting delivered in the cells?
Mm-hmm.
See,
Got your
there are
point.
two
Got your
things.
point.
The two things.
Got.
You understand
Mm-hmm.
one thing. The blood
Mm-hmm.
will take the glucose in the cells.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why does first of all diabetes happen?
Mm-hmm.
We have to understand that part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to what I have theorized,
Mm-hmm.
this is based on my understanding of things. So
Mm-hmm.
don't quote me anywhere.
Yeah, of course.
So there is 65% fluid in the cells.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in the idle condition, when you are lying down or sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
your body is spending 1 calorie per minute.
Okay.
When you do normal walking,
Mm-hmm.
your body is spending 5 calories per minute.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing is, from where does this extra energy comes?
Mm-hmm.
When you start walking,
Mm-hmm.
after 4-5 minutes you feel better,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe after 1 hour you feel tired.
Tired. Yes.
But initially for few minutes you feel energized,
Yes.
you
Yes.
feel better, you are able to focus sharper. Even if you look at the international matches, let us say some match is going on for badminton.
Uh-huh.
So for the first 3-4 minutes the players are making a lot of mistakes.
Of course.
And
Uh-huh.
after they warm up, their accuracy and their placement and their overall stamina increases.
They perform better
They
after
perform
3-4
better
minutes.
after 3-4
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
But after some time, their performance starts declining.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the time when the energy in their body is not sufficient to manage their vital organs.
Uh-huh.
All these issues, diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
blood pressure, heart, obesity, all these are metabolic
Mm-hmm.
syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
The metabolic syndrome's basic meaning is that your body is not able to generate enough energy for your
Enough
vital
energy.
organs.
Yes.
Physical movement is not important,
Uh-huh.
but if your brain, your heart or other things do not get reasonable amount of energy to keep
Mm-hmm.
you healthy, then you will have one problem after the other.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why most of the people who will have blood sugar, they will have blood pressure also, they'll have heart disease also, they'll have kidney issues also.
Yeah. Most of
Your
the patients.
your organs are made of cells.
Cells.
Kidney is also made of cells. Cells are
Of course.
making
Of
up some
course.
tissues.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Now this glucose is not getting delivered in the cells. That would mean the tissues of the kidney will also start deteriorating after some time,
Of course.
because
Of
the
course.
cells and the tissues also have to maintain good health.
Yes.
So the main issue, I was talking about 1 calorie while in the idle condition, 5 calories in walking.
Walking. Mm-hmm.
So where does this extra calorie comes? So the one thing which comes to my mind is
Mm-hmm.
the cells give up some of its fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So when the cells will give up fluid, the concentration of the glucose, the existing glucose
Mm-hmm.
in the cells will go up,
Mm-hmm.
and you will be able to generate more energy out of the same glucose.
Mm-hmm.
You understanding the point? You have not
No,
changed any
actually,
parameter.
not clearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'll give you another example. Take a
Uh-huh.
glass of water.
Uh-huh.
Add 1 spoon of salt to that.
Okay.
Taste it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you find salt is too much. It is too salty.
Mm-hmm.
To make it less salty, you will add some more water.
Yes.
And if you find that salt is not enough, you
Uh-huh.
finding salt is less.
Uh-huh.
So next time when you are preparing this water and salt thing,
Uh-huh.
what you will do is you will take lesser amount of
Lesser
water and the
amount of,
same amount of salt.
of course.
taking the lesser amount of water will increase the concentration of salt.
Salt, yes.
Now your cell had a particular X amount of glucose.
Okay.
Now you need to increase the glucose.
Yes.
So what you can do is you can reduce the water from that cell.
Mm-hmm.
So the concentration of glucose will go up.
Mm-hmm.
So other nutrients, minerals will also go up.
Go up. Okay.
So the cell will be able to produce more energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So I am trying to conclude that people who are less energetic,
Mm-hmm.
their cells carry too much of fluid.
Mm-hmm.
And because their cells carry too much of fluid, their body does not produce enough energy.
Mm-hmm.
So my suggestion usually in diabetes is to restrict the fluid intake.
No, her fluid intake is already restricted actually
Because of heart condition.
LVF.
Yes. But now the issue is it is restricted, but then the problem comes is the fluid in the space between the cells.
Mm-hmm.
If you restrict your fluid intake,
Mm-hmm.
then whatever metabolic activity takes place, it produces some metabolic waste also.
Okay.
That metabolic waste is in the space between cells.
Okay.
And that is why fluid is needed there also to clean up that metabolic waste.
Mm-hmm.
When you continuously drink less amount of water, that waste will start building up.
Okay.
And that will create other issues.
Mm-hmm.
You need to manage these three compartments of the fluid properly.
Okay.
And you have to understand how these compartments are being maintained. How you can shift fluid from one compartment to other.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
Right.
I usually suggest people who drink lot of water and who have acidity to reduce the water intake drastically.
Mm-hmm.
And within 24 hours they get relief.
Mm-hmm.
So acidity is also caused when there is too much of fluid in the cells.
Too much of fluids. Yes.
But 2 days back somebody called up saying that his fluid intake is only 1 liter a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not taking tea or any other fluids.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of reducing his fluid intake, I asked him to increase it to 4 liters.
Mm-hmm.
And he was comfortable.
Got your point. Mm-hmm.
So it is not about reducing only. You have to reduce as well as increase.
Is increase also.
So if you keep on reducing, the metabolic waste keeps increasing. You'll have backache, you'll have inflammation, you'll have lot of other issues. And you'll never recover.
Mm-hmm.
So today what I have done is I made a 31-day schedule.
Okay.
So 2 days you can take less amount of water.
Mm-hmm.
2 days you can increase slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So that is basically meant for healthy people.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your mother's fluid intake, water intake is there, she has to keep changing the fluid intake. Otherwise also you can look at from different angle.
Okay.
What is the work of your liver?
Mm-hmm.
What is the work of your kidney?
Mm-hmm.
Liver is supposed to release lot of enzymes, do hundreds of things.
Mm-hmm.
But that is for what? What is the ultimate goal of the liver?
Mm-hmm.
The goal of the liver is to maintain a proper proportion of the glucose, fats and proteins in the blood.
Of course. Right.
So what it does is, besides doing lot of other work, it makes sure the proportions and the quantity of the macroproteins in the blood is perfectly as per DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Kidneys make sure that the proportions of the minerals in your blood is right according to your DNA.
Right.
So these two are balancing rather than removing the toxins. They are not removing the toxins. And now
They
what
are
is
balancing the nutrients.
Yes, so that right proportions reach the cells.
Mm-hmm.
You must have heard that if you are taking medicines, most of these medicines do not reach even the cells. If you remember in the context of chikungunya, some health minister had made a remark that medicine will be made soon. And chikungunya is also supposed to be at the cellular level. So the medicine community reacted sharply saying that no medicine can reach the cells directly.
Okay.
So you cannot change the cell algorithm or cells functioning method by giving a medicine. You can influence the blood and certain other minerals. But all these processes make sure that whatever is your existing proportions in the cells, they will release only that proportion. So these kidney and liver and other things are functioning based on the feedback from the cells rather than the cells working as per the feedback of these things. Now your blood will have more blood sugar because of one particular thing. Your cells have got more fluids and lesser concentration of nutrients. So one of the ways of increasing the nutrient is to deliver more in the blood through kidney and liver.
Okay.
So liver has got half a kg to 1 kg of highly concentrated glucose in the liver to keep on balancing this thing. So when there is a shortage of glucose in the cells and energy, the liver will release more glucose. Pancreas is only releasing insulin which takes up this glucose released by liver into the cells. But pancreas is not managing the glucose stores.
Yes.
Glucose store is managed by liver. So now these are the complications. Now if you understand this thing, then first principle is to do walk and rest. The basic idea behind the walk and rest is to be able to allocate more proportion of the energy for the vital organs. Because when you are diseased, your energy is reducing on a daily basis. You are into a negative cycle. When you walk for 5 minutes, or maybe your mother is, if she is not able to walk, let us say 3 minutes, her body will energize. There will be some extra amount of energy at the end of 3 minutes. So if she lies down after 3 minutes for 5 minutes, this extra energy will be made available to her vital organs, brain and heart and other digestive system. When they start functioning better, the energy will increase. So it has to be done gradually. It will not happen that you start walking and within 1 hour your energy level will go up. Rather you will be tired. Once you get tired, what happens is your body compensates the amount of energy which you have spent in walking by reducing the energy available for vital organs.
Okay, yes.
You cannot increase the energy produced in the body simply by increasing or reducing your food intake. Neither from your exercise. It can only marginally make a difference for a day or two, or maybe for 10-15 days in case of younger people. Only thing which you can do better is reallocate the proportion. Let us say your mother's metabolic rate is about 1200 calories a day. So she is spending maybe 300 in physical movements and while she is awake, and 900 while she is sleeping. So what you can do is you can redistribute this thing, that okay, now 1000 will be used by the vital organs and 200 for physical activities. That is supposed to be done by walk and rest. That walk for 5 minutes. In case of your mother's, if she is reasonably healthy, then she should walk for about 3 minutes every half an hour within the house. And immediately after walking, she should lie down for at least 5 minutes. If she is able to do that, more allocation will be there. Even if she is lying most of the time, even then she will get into the positive cycle. So within few days, her energy level and her stamina will increase. So this is one step without causing any conflict with the medicine system.
Medicine, yes.
Right? And then gradually you need to reduce the medicines. You have to closely monitor it. And fluid intake also, she is on restricted fluid, but unless you keep increasing and reducing, because that kidney and liver manages everything on hydration-dehydration principle. Dehydration is as important as hydration.
Okay.
But when you are diagnosed with blood pressure or blood sugar or any chronic disease which is influenced by your hydration or dehydration status, they will give you medicine for urinating more. But they will not tell you to control your fluid intake. And when you are extremely sick and when you are almost close to collapse, then they'll ask you to reduce your fluid intake. Whereas if you start alternating your fluid intake, you take more on some days, less on some days, then you will never fall sick. But the whole problem is that nobody is educating properly and everybody is drinking. Let's say you are drinking 3 liters, you will keep on drinking 3 liters for the rest of your life unless you are very, very serious.
Right.
And the actual situation is we should start making these changes at an early stage, maybe at when the child is born, immediately after 5-6 months. Never take fluids at the same level every day. Keep on reducing or increasing so that your body adjusts to the best possible combination proportions. Because you cannot see the body, the kidney, which I was talking about balancing. The kidneys cannot come to the perfect level of balancing within one shot because there are a lot of minerals, lot of other things, nutrients to be controlled, minerals and other enzymes and things. So at any point in time, it achieves the best possible situation because every mineral is in different proportion. So applying the same yardstick is what? How much urine is to be made. So that will be applied across all the minerals. So at any point in time, what best can be done is done. And that may not be perfect. So while you're doing alternating hydration, dehydration, then it tries to reach to the closer to the perfect state. So frankly speaking, there is not much cure except to understand these things and gradually keep changing. If her blood sugar is more, there is nothing to worry about. So far as her energy level is up and she is able to walk and move around good. Blood pressure, blood sugar and heart rate, nothing is important. What is important is your energy levels. And maintaining the energy levels throughout the day. When you are low on energy, you can even take medicine. You can reduce your fluid or you can increase your fluid.
Got your point.
Okay.
So now what I need to do is suggest my mother for that walk and rest.
Walk and rest and gradually, slightly focusing on her energy. And she should have 3 meals and each meal should be separated with about 5.5 hours gap.
Okay.
It should not happen that she is getting up at 9 and eating breakfast at 11 and then again at 2 she is eating. As you were saying, she is not taking lunch.
Yeah.
That could be because she is getting up late and everything is getting late then.
Yes.
So she should take her breakfast almost by 8 o'clock so that by 2 o'clock she can have lunch also.
Okay.
Delaying the breakfast does not help. Rather it is very, very serious. And if she wants to, after taking the breakfast, she can sit for about half an hour, 45 minutes and maybe do some walk and rest little bit and then again sleep. Rather than getting up late. I don't know what time she gets up and what is the routine.
She she started getting up late just since 3-4 years only. Before 3-4 years, she used to wake up early in the morning at 5:30 from my childhood also.
And now?
Hello?
And now?
And now she is getting up at 8:30, 9.
And breakfast she'll have at 11 or 12?
Yeah, 10:30 to 11.
That is very harmful. So she should get up at 8 or maybe she should get up at 7, have her breakfast 7:38 and then after at about 8:30 she can sleep again. Because she has to manage everything within the limits of her available energy. So no point in forcing herself to stay awake more. What is important is that food should keep on processing longer time.
Of course, right. So, okay. Second suggestion is she needs to wake up early in the morning.
Yes.
At 6 or 7.
And have her breakfast, stay awake for 1 hour and then sleep back again.
Okay.
To adjust for the loss of sleep, जो भी 2 घंटे पहले उठे वो कवर अप हो जाएगा.
ठीक है. Okay. And fluids, should I increase the fluids of her?
See, every fourth day I would suggest 3 days keep the fluid intake low, and the fourth day increase it increase it by 100%.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah. If she is taking 1 liter, she should take 2 liters. If she is taking about 700-800, in fact, it should not be too much of fluid. On 2 or 3 days, she should take about 150 ml with each meal. And total fluid intake should be almost half a liter.
Okay.
And on the days when she is to increase the fluid intake, could be 1 liter to 1.2 liters only.
Okay.
And that fluid is also like 150 ml with each meal. And when she is to increase the fluid intake, and then it should be 1 hour before the meal. 1 hour before each meal, because I believe that whatever fluid you take on empty stomach or before 1 hour before the meals, that goes into your space between the cells.
Okay.
So you have to find what best suit her, and maybe these are only tentative things. How much? I'll send you. You are on WhatsApp by this number.
Yeah, of course.
I'll send you a 31 days schedule.
Okay.
So you can adjust the volume of water according to her health, and accordingly, but like instead of 200 ml, it can be 150 ml. So instead of, while I'm suggesting to increase it to 1800 ml, maybe it can be lesser. So I'll just send across
she used to take 2 liters fluid per day this time also. Now.
No, that is not good. That is very harmful. She should reduce her fluid intake at least for 2 days, and only for third or fourth day she should increase it.
Okay.
That is what my idea about proper health is.
Okay.
I'll send across one thing that will have some links also. You can go through those links.
Okay. Thank you.